course, the shoulder pads were in, and look what I've got, an American football team. Well, more of that later. How do you get rid of them? 23, 48, Huts! The trouble is, you see, they can't see where they're going. That's it. 2 down, 1 to go. And you won't never get this off. One of America's biggest football stars. There's a lot of smoke around here. The tops in a sport which makes a game of rugby look like a Tupperware party. Let's see him in action first.
Marino, net mark. Moore takes it in. 33-yard touchdown. They picked up the blitz. Marino was right on target. Batted away. Into the arms of Clayton.
It's a sport of heroes, and few are greater than the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins, Dan Marino. This was a kind of big, macho, masculine sport. What was that fellow sort of doing a little wiggle at the end there?
Well, that's from excitement, you know, because it was kind of a lucky play because it bounced off the defender. But Terry told me he wanted me to touch your knee.
No, I don't want you to touch my knee.
Yeah, that's what he told me.
You're not allowed to touch my knee.
Okay, I'm sorry.
According to that, you wiggle when you're excited, yes?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Some of the guys, especially the receivers, they'll wiggle when they score touchdowns, and that's because that's the best you could possibly do, you know, during the game.
Now, you're 6'4".
Yes.
And you're 215 pounds, which in our language means you're
range,
kind of 15 stone. I gather you're small by American football standards.
Well, for the position I play, which is quarterback, I'm bigger than most quarterbacks in the league. But some of the linemen go anywhere from 6'4" to 6'8", you know.
But you have sort of great big people called dishwashers or something.
Well, we have the linemen, offensive linemen, and the defensive linemen are the bigger people in the game. They go, like I said, they go from 6'4" to 6'8", and 300 pounds, in that range. And then you have guys like the guy that was wiggling, Clayton, on the camera. He's only about 5'9", 175 pounds.
But who is this person called a dishwasher? Or a washing, you know, something?
I don't understand.
There's a very large person they call something like the dishwasher, and everybody knows him.
Oh, you mean the refrigerator? Oh, you got it. Okay. Well, he plays for the Chicago Bears, and they made on Monday Night Football a couple times. He weighs about 320 pounds, and they let him score some touchdowns. Actually, he's not a good as player as he's more like the media loves to see him come on the field because he's so big. Yeah.
What is the pull of this game for you? I mean, is it that you like the fame? Is it the money? Or is it the sheer physicality of it? What is it?
Well, it's there's a lot of things. The reason why I like it, I've been playing it since I've been younger, and it's the competition. But most likely, the reason why I like it so much is the money.
There's a lot of that, is there?
There's some of that.
How much is some?
Well, the average player will make in American money 150 to 170,000. Yes.
A what? A game?
No, a year.
Yeah. That's not bad, is it? But you're also something of a pop star. I mean, people sort of stop you in the street and go dotty.
Yeah, to a certain extent, you know, I get recognized some, but it's not that bad, really. I'm not that big of a deal as
But you will be, you will be. What about all this gear? Why do you need all of that? I mean, when our chaps play rugby, they don't need all of that gear.
Yeah, well, I think it is because of the level of contact, you know, tackling, and because the hits are, yeah, you don't really hit as hard, and you don't have as big as people running at each other, you know, quite as fast. And that's the reason why you would wear equipment, because you don't want to get injured, you know. And I wear as much equipment as possible because
pads everywhere.
Yes, and I don't do hitting, you know. I just get hit, so that's why.
So that you sort of 5 great big men just come charging up and try to knock you in.
Sometimes.
How do you train? I mean, presumably you just put on the gear and run into brick walls.
No. Training for it, I would say, is, you know, you're practicing from your younger, so you get used to the skills and the coordination of the game. But as far as you know, getting trained for taking hits, the only time I get hit is in a game, because it's not, you know, in practice, they won't let me get hit because I can get hurt in practice.
And you're the chap who's got to throw the ball.
Exactly.
You're the big thrower.
Yeah.
It must be very bad for the character, though, this game. I mean, it must bring out the worst in all of you. I mean, you go around thumping people up after that.
Not actually. You know, most guys are really nice guys. It's just the competitiveness, you know, of the way the game is. But then on the other hand, some guys like to be mean and stuff for, you know, the media purposes, you know, so they can get things off the field like endorsements and stuff. Like a guy named Lawley, he comes off as a very mean guy, you know, that kind of thing.
But I mean, talking about the media purposes, I mean, as I understand it, the game exists for commercial television, and commercial television exists for the game. I mean, you stop about every 10 minutes, don't you, so that there can be ads?
You have, you know, you have 60-second commercials, you know, every so often during the game, and that's what creates the fans' interest in the game.
What, the commercials?
No, the play. But this is where the owners of the teams make their money, on the commercials.
But do you resent that? I mean, in the end, I mean, you just want to get on with the game. You don't want to stop
you know,
every 10 minutes.
to a certain extent. Well, you know, it's part of the game, so you have to accept it, and it's why I think a lot of reasons, you know, we're getting paid as much as we are because of the fact that the commercials are on and the advertisement and that part of the game. So that's.
What do you think of our football, soccer?
Soccer? Yeah.
Don't laugh.
I'm not laughing. I think it's not really catching on that much in America. But the young kids, you know, in the neighborhood where I live, you have you know, kids like from 5 to 10. They play it a lot. But as far as the older people playing, they don't really play it that much. But I guess it's catching on over there.
Well, yours is catching on over here, isn't it?
Yeah, yes it is. And the reason why I'm over here is because of the Budweiser League, and Anheuser-Busch is sponsoring a league here, and there's 70 amateur teams. And on Sunday, I'm going to be giving a clinic along with Don Strzok, who's another quarterback from the Dolphins, over at Luton Town Field. And then after the clinic, you know, for the quarterbacks and trying to show them some things, there's going to be a game between the Oxford Bulldogs and the Cambridge Cats, and then we'll stick around.
What happened to the Minehead Maulers?
Well, I've never heard of them, really.
Well, apparently they exist. But the object of the game, just quickly, because you'll only blind me with science. I mean, I've tried to read about this and I just do not understand it. But the object of the game is this touchdown thing, isn't it? But it's all those numbers you call out as you go. It's all tactics.
Well, yeah, there's certain tactics that you have to learn, but it just comes with, you know, the numbers and the scoring, the goals and the touchdowns. Now, like for example, what you seen earlier on the screen was a touchdown, and you get 6 points for it, and then you kick, you know, a field goal, what they would call it, which would be another point. So that's how you score, and that's the object of the game. Now there's a lot of things involved to do that because of the type of level of competition. There's some great athletes. So you know, it's not easy to do, but you know, you do it quite often.
And what do you do when you get down in the huddle there? Is that when you sort of bash each other?
Oh, that's the part where I kind of tell everybody what they're supposed to do.
That's when you do the
court.
numbers?
Yeah.
That's the tactics?
Yeah.
They didn't do that to me earlier.
They did?
Dan Marino.
You look good in the uniform.
Did I look
yes,
all right? Yeah, pull the earrings off as it came. Thank you very much indeed
okay,
for telling us about it.
Thank
Thank you.
much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Marino.